Eto, naririnig na ako?
Opo, ma'am.
Opo, ma'am.
Ang dami-dami kong sinasabi kanina. Hindi siya pala ako narinig. Buti na nag-chat ako. Okay. So, ulitin ko, there are two ways for you to prove na kayo ay nasa klase ko. Una, syempre mag-attendance tayo sa group. And at the same time, mag-attendance kayo dito. Kaya pala wala nag-attendance. Sabi ko kanina, type your name and say present kasi hindi nyo ako naririnig. So, habang may mga pumapasok pa, you have to type your name and you say present sa ating in-call messages. You can now type. Ulitin ko yung purpose ng FB Live. Okay? Ang purpose po ng FB Live is not to entertain students who are now able to join the Google Meet. Kapag kaya nyo umatan ng Google Meet, you must attend the Google Meet. Kapag hindi kaya ng internet ninyo and imposible na karamihan sa inyo ay hindi kaya, saka kayo mag-FB Live. That's why, ngayong araw na to, hindi pa ako nag-FB Live. Kasi for sure, lahat kayo magsisipasok kayo sa FB Live lang. Ano ba meron sa FB Live? Sa FB Live, nanonood ka pero no interaction. Unlike dito sa klase, may interaction tayo at mas nakikilala ko kayo. Okay? Dapat makilala ko kayo kasi estudyante ko kayo. Pag di ko kayo nakilala, paano ko kayo mabibigyan ng grade? Malinaw? So sa Facebook, babala, sa Facebook Live na ginagawa ko, hindi ko nakikita real-time yung mga answers ninyo. Hindi ko nakikita real-time yung mga responses ninyo. Unlike dito sa Google Meet, nakikita ko mismo tulad yan, nag-message kayo sa in-call messages. Real-time nakikita ko. After you send it, nakikita ko kaagad. Sa FB Live, late yon, okay? So, kunwari, nag-FB Live na ako ngayon. Ang makikita lang, yung sagot nyo after na ng ilang segundo or minuto. Okay? So, late sa kanila. So, what do you want? Yung late ba o yung nandito kayo sa real time nakakausap niyo yung teacher niyo at na-recognize yung mga sinasabi niyo o yung mga sagot niyo. Diba? So, I'll be having the FB Live. Again, kapag hindi kaya lang, tulad ng mga naka-FB10 lang, yon. Yung mga pwedeng mag-FB Live or bumalik sa FB Live natin. Malinaw, Ricarte? Kasi last time, 25 estudyante ko, hindi ko naman kilala kung sino-sino sila. So, paano ko kayo mag-gradean kung nasa FB Live lang kayo at hindi kayo nakikipag-participate dito sa Google? Kasi syempre, meron tayong mga presentations and all. Okay? So, as you can see, sa aking, ayan, sa module number 2, ako ay naka-share screen na. So, sa module number 2, we'll be having the arithmetic sequence. So, you are going to learn more about the arithmetic sequence. Okay? So, sa arithmetic sequence, kasama niya si module number 1 sa magiging written work 1 nyo bukas. So, yung written work 1 nyo, we have 1 hour and 30 minutes. You have to allot data for that para makapagsagot kayo sa Google Form. After nung time na yon, i-stop na natin. Okay? I-close ko na yung Google Form. Naintindihan po ba? So, ano po yung purpose ng kasi may mga nagtatanong last time. Ma'am, ano yung purpose ng mga pinapasagutan mo? Purpose po nun is you are having your practice. Practice para saan? Practice para pagdating ng assessment 1, no? Kumari sa assessment 1, nagsagot na kayo, at nakita nyo na mataas na yung score nyo, ibig sabihin kaya nyo na, or kaya naman nasolve nyo siya ng tama, nasagot nyo siya ng tama, dahil pag-solve mo, alam mo na yung process, alam mo na yung dapat gawin and how to solve it. Madali na para sa'yo sagutan yung written work 1. Pero kapag nakita mo na sa assessment 1 at sa assessment 2, tulad ng gagawin ninyo mamaya, may assessment 2 kayo, na nakita nyo na hindi kapag ganon, kaalam dun sa lesson na yun, saka mo babalikan yung mga recorded live para bigyan ka ng time to review. Okay? Ganun yung purpose ng live, no? Para mabigyan ka ng time na mabalikan or kaya naman ng something to go back to kapag hindi mo na alam ulit kung ano yung tinuro ng teacher niyo. Okay, huwag po gagawing excuse naka-FB live naman ka. Kadalasan, mag-FB live nga pero hindi naman pa-participate. Okay? So that's a no-no pagdating sa lesson. And also, meron tayo ditong attendance. One way din para malaman ko kung nag-in lang ba kayo o talagang kayo ay pumasok sa klase ko. So makikita dyan yung minutes kung gaano katagal kayo sa klase. And of course, I am going to ask you to raise your hand kung naintindihan niyo ako and so on and so forth. Malinaw, Ricarte? So, ngayon bago ako magsimula, titignan ko muna kung nandiyan talaga kayo. I want you to raise your hand. Huwag ibababa. Para makita ko kung sino yung nandyan talaga. And hindi yung nawawala-wala. Okay. So, pag may nakita akong pangalan na hindi nakakapag-raise ng hand, isa lang ibig sabihin nun, wala talaga sila dyan. Okay? Iniwan lang nila yung phone nila. So, yan. Nakita ko na yung mga pangalan na sa tingin ko ay wala talaga dyan sa klase. Okay? So, let's start. So, for illustrating arithmetic sequence, you can now lower your hand. You can now lower your hand. For this module, first, I am going to talk about the questions that we have in What I Know. Titignan ko kung may naintindihan kayo or meron kayong prior knowledge about the topic. So for number 1, we have which of the following is a correct description of an arithmetic sequence? Ano daw ba ang correct description? Is it obtaining by multiplying a constant number? You are obtaining the term by multiplying a constant number from the preceding term, or is it by squaring, or is it by adding or extracting? Alin sa apat? So, para malaman ko yung sagutin nyo, I want you to type the letters sa ating info messages and sa comments. Okay? So, both info messages and comments, pakitype yung answer niyo. The only difference is that dito sa ating info messages, makikita ko kaagad yung sagutin nyo. Kung sa FB Live, it will take a minute or less than a minute. So, type your answer now. Is it A, B, C, or D? Ayan. Pag arithmetic sequence ba, multiplying ba siya? Squaring ba siya? You can type your answer. Again, type your answer. Then later on, I will call someone. Type niyo yung answer ninyo. Si Anika yata ay parang naka-raise ng hand. Tama ba ako, Anika? Barion? Anika, Barion? Hindi. Si Rafael, Napone. Mukhang naka-raise din ang kanya. I-lower na natin kung hindi naman sumasagot. How about Noel? Ayan, yung iba, nagsasagot na sa ating info messages. Yes, Noel? What is your answer? Sumasagot si Noel. Baka napipindot na. Si Basit sabi niya C, Mendoza A, Inas A, Ashley C, Maupa C, ganon din si Res, Tamilan A, Panes A, Dimaano C. What do you mean ba by arithmetic sequence? Yes, Noel. May gusto kang sabihin, Noel? O pinipindot mo lang, pinipindot mo, pinipindot. Yung ating raising of hands. Okay? So, when we say arithmetic sequence, para makuha mo yung mga next terms, all you have to do is to add a constant number to the preceding term. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, if you have this kind of sequence, like for example, simple lang natin, 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. This is your first term. All you have to do is to add a constant number. When we say constant number, it doesn't change. Pare-pareho yung number na i-add mo. Add 10 para makuha mo yung next terms. Malinaw? So this is arithmetic sequence and it involves addition, okay, of constant number. So correct yung answer ninyo, which is letter C. Number 2, what is the common difference? When we say common difference, ano kaya yon? Given this kind of sequence. Negative 4, 3, 10, 17. Sa tingin ninyo, ano yung common difference nila? How do we get the next term? Is it A, 1, B, negative 7, C, 7, or D, negative 1? Yes, Mika?
Negative 1 po.
Negative 1 daw ang sabi ni Mika. How about the others? Ayan, sa ating chat, may mga nagsasabi, C, 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 tapos may nagsagot ng B. Yes, babe?
Miss, letter C po.
Letter C po. Because for you to get the next term, you need to add 7. Okay? So, ang tawag po natin dyan sa constant number na yan ay common difference. Okay? And we usually represent that using letter D. Yes, Dave, do you have any question pa? Wala na. Number 3. So, ang sagot natin dito, C, your answers are correct. Number 3, which of the following is the missing term of the arithmetic sequence? Ano naman yung missing term ng arithmetic sequence? Yes, Luis. Luis?
Ano ma'am? Letter D po.
Letter D daw. Bakit? Ano ba yung ginawa mo for you to know that the answer is letter D?
Ano ma'am? Inano ko po siya. Bali po nag-add po ako ng 6 para po makuha ko yung 13.
Okay, so let's try, ha? Negative 1 plus 6 is equal to? What is negative?
7 po. Negative 7.
Negative 7 ba yung answer dito? How about the others? Do you agree?
Positive.
Positive?
Positive 5.
7.
Positive 5. Okay? Kapag nag-add ka ng, ganito ha, tip. Kapag nag-add ka or nag-subtract ng integers or pertaining to integers, ha? Kapag tulad nito na different signs, ang ginagawa natin, nagma-minus tayo. Wait lang. Hindi add or subtract. It's additional. Let's correct that. Kapag nag-add ka ng integers, kapag different signs, all you have to do is to subtract. Okay? So, 6 minus 1 is 5. But you have to get or to copy the sign of that number with the highest absolute value. So, yung absolute value We disregard the sign doon. Ano mas malaki, 1 o 6? Diba? 6, ano ba siya? Positive pa siya, negative? Positive. So, ang answer natin ay positive. 5. Pero kapag pareho sila ng sign, same sign, all you have to do is to add. Okay? Kunwari, positive 2 plus positive 2 plus positive 2. Diba? Or para hindi kayo malito, 2 plus 2 na lang. Diba? Ayan. 2 plus 2, pareho ng sign, add. Negative 2 plus negative 2, pareho ng sign, i-add mo, pero dapat yung sign ganun pa rin. Okay? Yun yung wag niyong dapat kalimutan when it comes to integers. Okay? So, ibig sabihin dito, hindi positive 6 ang pwede natin i-add. Kasi pag positive 6, magiging positive 5. And again, we are looking for negative 7. Dapat maging negative 7 yung next term natin. So what is that number that we can add to negative 1 para magkaroon tayo ng negative 7 as the next term? Yes? Galo.
Negative 6 po.
Correct. All you have to do is to add negative 6. Dahil pareho sila ng sign, add natin sila. 1 plus 6 is 7. Then copy the sign, which is negative. Okay? And if you do the same, negative 7 plus negative 6, it will give us negative 13. So the answer here is
Negative 13.
negative 13 po. Ganon din pag nag-add ka dito ng negative 6, negative 19 yung magiging answer, and so on. Okay? So, wag niyo kakalimutan to. Basic knowledge to na dapat alam nyo. Kapag nag-a-add ng integers, same sign, mag-a-add ka. Then copy the sign. Kapag different signs, magsa-subtract ka and kokopyahin mo yung sign na mas malaki ng absolute value. Now, so let's proceed. Number 4. Which of the following is an arithmetic sequence? Is it A, B, C, or D? Paano malalaman if it's arithmetic sequence? Kung makikita niyo sa kanina, sa mga examples natin, meron tayong common difference para masabi that this is an arithmetic sequence. So dito sa number 4, hanapin natin dyan, alin dyan yung may common difference. Ibig sabihin, yan yung arithmetic sequence. So is it A, B, C, or D? A ba, B ba, C ba, or D? Alin dyan ang arithmetic sequence? You can type your answer on the chat box. So may nagsagot. B daw po ang tawag dito, ang answer nila. Meron nagsagot ng A. How about the others? Ano po yung mga sagot ninyo? Ayan, may nagsasagot. Mayroong D. Yung iba po. Yes, Dave.
Miss D.
Yes?
B po, Miss. Sagot po.
D daw ang sagot niya. Bakit? Let us look at letter A. Tingnan muna natin si letter A. If you look at letter A, tingnan natin yung kanya, yung difference. Ano ba yung difference ng negative 7 tsaka 4? Negative 7 plus 4 is? Magkaiba sila ng sign. Let's look for the difference. Ano ba yung pwede natin i-add siya?
Negative.
Is it negative? Negative ano daw? Sige, you can type your answer. Ano kaya yung difference ng negative 7 and ng 4? Three? Is it 3? Yung difference nila? Difference, ha? the difference, ibig sabihin, from negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, hanggang makaabot tayo ng 4. Ilan? Yes, tama si Marian. That is 11. Okay? Ano mo malalaman kung ano yung difference nila? You have to subtract the first term from the second term. Okay? Negative. Bakit nagaganon yung negative ko? Negative 11. So, subtraction, di ba? Change the sign and proceed to addition. Tama ba yung yung answer niya? Is it 11? Wait lang. Tama. Mali lang ako ng sinulat. Dapat negative 7. So, change the sign, proceed to addition, that is 11. So, malalaman nyo na 11 pala yung difference nila. So, second term minus the first term. Para malaman nyo yung common difference. The difference. Okay? Next, ano yung difference nila? 11 din. 15 minus 4, 11. Ano yung difference nito? 26 minus 15. Of course, that is also 11. So as you can see, sa letter A, makikita ninyo na ang difference nila, common difference nila is 11. So we can say that letter A is an arithmetic sequence. How about letter B? Sagot ng karamihan kanina nakita ko ay B. We have negative 8, negative 6. So ano kaya yung difference nila? Ang difference nila is 2. Ito, ang difference nila, 2 din. How about this one? Negative 4 and 0. 2 pa rin ba yung kanilang difference? Yes or no? Yes or no? No po, sabi ng classmate nyo. No po, kasi ang difference nila ay 4 na. So we cannot consider this as arithmetic. Kasi pag sinabing arithmetic sequence, dapat meron siyang common difference. When we say common, pare-pareho yung differences ng mga terms. Okay? And ganun din sa ating letter C. Okay? The difference nila, 15 minus 21 is negative 6. Okay? Ito naman, 15 minus 9 is negative 6 also. But 9 minus 15 ha. Ito naman, 2 minus 9, 7 na. Okay? Negative 7 na. So, hindi na siya common. Wala na siyang common difference. So, kapag arithmetic sequence, what you need to remember, dapat meron silang common difference. So, ang answer natin for number 4 is letter A. Okay? How about for number 5? O, ito naman, kabaliktaran ng number 4. Kanina ang hinahanap natin, which of the following is an arithmetic sequence? Dito naman sa number 5, ang hinahanap natin, yung not an arithmetic sequence. So can you please answer? Is it A, B, C, or D? Alin dyan ang hindi arithmetic sequence? Ayan, marami nagsasagot ng D po ang sagot namin. Tingnan natin, okay? So let us look at letter A. So sa letter A, ang difference nila, 7 minus 4, 3, 10 minus 7, 3, 13 minus 12 is 3. Correct. So this is an arithmetic sequence. How about for letter B? Negative 6 minus negative 2. It will give us negative 4. Ganun din to, negative 4, negative 4. So this is an arithmetic sequence. So you already know how to identify the sequence as arithmetic. For letter C, we have negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. So therefore, this is an arithmetic sequence. At ang hindi lang po arithmetic sequence ay letter D. Kasi yung unang difference niya, kung makikita nyo, is what? Is positive 1. Ito naman, 10 minus negative 3, iba na, 13. Ito naman, 7. Diba? So, iba-iba yung kanilang differences. So, this is not an arithmetic sequence. So, ang sagot natin ay letter. So, very good kayo sa number 5. Let's proceed to number 6. Which of the following is the common difference of the arithmetic sequence? 3a minus 1, 3a, 3a plus 1, and so on. Is it A, negative A, or B, A lang, C, negative 1, or D, 1? Ang dami nagle-left ha, pero konti ang bumabalik ha. Sige, what is your answer? Ano kaya ang common difference? And sagutan na rin natin yung number 7. Lagay nyo lang kung ano yung sagot nyo sa 6 at ano sagot nyo sa 7. Okay, isulat nyo sa 6, ano ba yung sagot nyo? Sa 7, ano ba yung sagot ninyo? Pagsamayan natin sila. Isa, ayan. So, habang ginagawa niyan, I'll be posting the attendance for the FB Live. Saglit lang po, attendance. And ganoon din sa ating group. Yan. Paki-identify kung saan yung sagot niya, kung saan ba yan. Ang galing nito ni Maupas, oh. Sino ba to? Nag-attendance noong September 1, napakaangas naman talaga. Nakakatawa talaga yung mga classmates yun, no?
Ma'am, lag lang po yung cellphone.
Kayo naman, binabalik niyo yung September 21. 28 na tayo ngayon. Ay, nandito ba si Maupas? O, nandito nga siya. Alam mo siguro magbo-voting na, no? Ano, si Abarico, nandyan ba? Ako, nagboto siya ng 21. Sige, let's create. Mukhang excited na mag-attendance yung mga hindi pumapasok. Tapos attendance lang. Alam nyo, kayo din nawawalan pag hindi kayo pumapasok. Hindi kami. Kasi kami, kahit hindi kayo pumasok, may sweldo kami. Eh kayo, susweldo ba kayo kapag di kayo pumasok? Ang sweldo nyo, kung anong natututunan nyo, yun ang sinisweldo nyo. Okay? So, dapat mapasok kayo. Habang bata pa kayo, dapat matutunan nyo lahat ng dapat yung matutunan. Pag matanda na kayo, ang hirap na mag-aral. Kaya wag yung hintayin na bumulit pa kayo ng grade 10 para mag-aral kayong mabuti. Ilan ba yung ano natin, modular natin? Alam ko isa lang modular natin. Parang si Punsalan ba? Ito ba yung section na yun? Balikan ko lang. Oo, si Punsalan na. Okay, let's proceed. So, your answer for number 6, karamihan ang nakita ko kanina na nagtanong ako ay letter D. Okay? So, for number 7 naman, ano ba yung mga sagot na nandito? Ang sagot ng iba ay A, ang sagot ng iba ay D. Okay? Yung sumagot din ng C. So, let's find out. Let's start with number 6. So, kapag ganyan yung klase ng sequence na nakita nyo, you have to first identify Alin ba dyan yung first term? Alin ba dyan yung second? Alin ba dyan yung third? Para makita nyo yung common sa kanila at yung magkaiba sa kanila or yung difference. Okay, so this is our first term. Using ko lang. This is our first term. Ito yung second at ito yung third. So as you can see, sa first term natin, meron tayong 3a minus 1. So kung 3a minus 1 yan, what is the number that can be added to 3a minus 1 para maging 3a yung next term? What number is that? Anong number yung pwede natin i-add para makuha natin si 3a? Yes, Ashley? Hindi ko naririnig si Ashley. Sasalita ba siya? Yan. Okay. Ano po?
1 po.
Okay, correct. Ang ingay ko pala sa cellphone niya. No? Narinig ko yung boses ko. So for number 6, all you have to do is to add 1. Then you'll get 3a. You add 1 to 3a, you'll get 3a plus 1. So ano ngayon yung common difference? The common difference now is letter D, which is 1. Okay, you got it correctly. How about for number 7? Ano kaya yung value ng A na pwede natin i-substitute dito sa sequence na to? 3a plus 1, 4a, 6a plus 1 to make it an arithmetic sequence. So ano yung gagawin natin dyan? Ang gagawin po natin dyan ay itatry natin alin ba dyan sa apat na yan yung dapat na maging value ni A. Okay? Wait lang ha. Anong number na tayo? Number 7. So, gawa lang ako ating whiteboard. Then, we will answer number 7. So, for number 7, we have this sequence. 3a plus 1, 4a, 6a plus 1, and so on. So, ano na yung mga values na binigay sa atin? It can be negative 2, negative 1, 0, or 1. So, substitute lang natin. Let's try sa letter A kung negative 2 ba siya. So, 3a or 3 times a. Substitute na natin. 3 times negative 2 plus 1. How about 4a? 4 times negative 2. 6 times negative 2 plus 1. So, equal lang natin. Then, tignan natin yung value. Paano naman pag letter B? So, kung ang B ang sagot natin, negative 1, substitute lang natin. Unahin lang natin sa A and B. So, that's 4 times negative 1 and 6 times negative 1 plus 1. 3 times negative 2? What is 3 times negative 2? You can type your answer if you don't want to talk. Check lang natin kung marunong pa kayo mag-multiply. Correct, negative 6. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. How about for 4 times negative 2? That's negative 8. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12 plus 1, negative 11. So, sulat natin negative 5, negative 8, negative 11. And so on. Kasi diba ano yan? Infinite sequence yan. Now, do you think this is an arithmetic sequence or not? Arithmetic sequence po ba to o hindi? Yes, Winluan, John Nathan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, bakit? Ano po ba yung common difference nila?
-2.
Negative, is it -2? Correct, it is negative, but is it 2?
Ay, 3 pala,
5?
ma'am.
3, correct. Yeah, -3. So their common difference is -3, meaning we can say that this is an arithmetic sequence. So kapag sinubstitute natin yung A, makakakuha tayo ng arithmetic sequence. So alam na natin agad na ang sagot ay letter A. But let us just look at letter B. Paano kapag yung letter B yung sinubstitute? 3 times -1 is -3 plus 1, 2. 4 times -1 is -4. Wait. Nakalimutan ko yung sign ni 2. -3 plus 1, -2. 4 times -1 is -4. 6 times -1 is -6. Plus 1, -5. And kapag sinulat mo yan as a sequence, tingnan natin if it has common difference. So ito -2, ito -1. So makikita ninyo na hindi siya arithmetic sequence. So our final answer here is letter A. Pwede nyo rin i-check si C, pwede rin si D. Okay, tingnan nyo kung talagang hindi siya magiging arithmetic. Okay, let's proceed. Number 8. Which of the following is not true about the arithmetic sequence? 5, 3, 1, -1, -3, and so on. Is it A? Ang second term niya daw ay -3. B, common difference daw is -2. C, sixth term daw is -5. Or D, one way to obtain the term is for you to add -2 to the preceding term. So what is your answer? Is it A, B, C, or D? You can type your answer. Ayan, may nagsagot ng A, D, B, C, D, A, C, and so on. Ayan, sige, answer. Okay, let's find out ano po yung tamang sagot. So, tingnan natin si letter A. Ang second term ba nito ay -3? First term, second term. It's not -3. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya true about the arithmetic sequence. Ito true because their difference is -2. Ito true because after -3, you have to add -2, so it will give you -5. Ito, common difference is -2, so you have to add -2 to the preceding term. Okay, correct. Your answers are correct. Letter. Next, let's have number 9. Which of the following is a common difference of an arithmetic sequence whose second term is 1 and whose fifth term is 7? Ano kaya yung common difference? Second term niya is 1, fifth term niya is 7. So what is your answer? Kapag hindi alam ang isasagot, raise niyo yung hand niyo para malaman ko kung sino-sino ang hindi alam paano sagutin to. Yung ganitong klase ng question about arithmetic. Ay, baliktad pala. Kung hindi nyo alam yung answer dito, don't raise your hand. Kung hindi nyo alam, don't raise your hand. So, alam ni Nathan. Tama ba ako, Nathan? Alam mo kung paano. And may mga nagsagot na ang sagot daw ay B. Paano nyo po nalaman na B yung sagot? Yes, Binluan. Try nga natin si Binluan mo. Alam niya eh. Nathan?
By adding to, ma'am, kasi first term 1, then second term is 3. Second term is 1, third term is 3, fourth term is 5, then fifth term is 7.
So, ibig sabihin, nag-isip ka lang kung pag 1 ang i-add ko, makukuha ko pa yung fifth term na 7. Kapag 2 yung i-add ko, ang fifth term ko ba ay 7 and second term ko ay 1. So, ganun yung ginawa mo. Tama, Nathan?
Like that, ma'am.
Opo. So, yung ganun yung ginawa daw niya. So, pwede naman yun, no? Pero, magbibigay ako sa inyo naman ng example at ipapakita ko na rin sa inyo ngayon on how to solve this kind of um, question or how to answer this kind of question. Okay, ang hinahanap dito is a common difference. So, malinaw tayo na ang hinahanap ay yung B. Pero, ang binigay niya sa yung sequence ay hindi katulad kanina na kumpleto yung first 4 terms, kumpleto yung first 5 terms. Dito, ang binigay niya sa'yo, dalawa lang. Yun yung second term at yung fifth term. So, what do you need to do para makuha nyo yung common difference out of these two different terms na hindi magkasunod? Okay? Mahirap alamin yung common difference kapag hindi magkasunod yung dalawang terms na binigay. Tama ba? So, para ma-solve nyo yan, all you have to do is to use the formula for arithmetic. And itong formula na to ay binanggit ko na no module number 1. And that is A sub n equals A sub 1 plus B times n minus 1. Saan to nanggaling? Nanggaling ko dun sa nag-add tayo ng 1. Add 1, add 1. Tulad nung sa 3, 8, 13, naalala niyo, meron tayong ganitong sequence last module number 1. So, nakita natin na sa first term, 3 plus 5 times 0. Sa second term, 3 plus 5 times 1, and so on. From that, makakagawa tayo ng formula. At ito yung formula na yon. Okay? Pag sinunod natin yung pattern na ginawa natin sa module number 1. Ito yung formula na makukuha ninyo. Na para makabuo kayo ng equation, you can use this kapag hinahanap yung common difference at binigyan kayo ng dalawang magkalayong terms, pwede nyo rin ito gamitin. Okay? So, ano yung dapat yung malaman dito? Dapat yung malaman na for you to use this, you have to identify yung n at yung value. N tsaka yung value. So, let us start with a sub 2 equals 1. Ano ba yung n niya? Ang n niya ay 2, then yung value niya ay 1. So, pag ginawa ko na yan, or kinuha ko yung formula niyan, that is a sub 2 equals a sub 1 plus b times n, and yung n natin ay 2 minus 1. Then, so a sub 2, remember, siya ay equal to 1. So we can substitute 1 here. Then we'll have a sub 1 plus 2 minus 1 is 1 times d is 1d or d. How about for a sub 5? So a sub 5 ay 7. So, kunin natin yung formula niyan. Nahin lang natin yung n, substitute natin yung mga n. A sub 5 is equal to A sub 1 plus B times n, which is 5, minus 1. So, magiging A sub 5 equals 7. Magiging 7 na to. Then A sub 1 unknown. Difference times 5 minus 1 is 4. So, 4 times D is 4D. So, ano yung importanteng alam ninyo? Ulitin ko. Importanteng alam nyo yung N at yung value mismo na meron yung term na yun. Okay? Next, we will use this. Itong formula na to to solve for the value of D. Paano? Ganito po. Hanap natin sila pareho dito. So, we'll have 1 equals E sub 1 plus D. So, isa naman, 7 equals E sub 1 plus 4D. So, dito makikita nyo, wait lang, gawin natin yan. Dito makikita nyo that we have equation 1 and equation 2. Nakabuo na kayo ng equation out of this, no? Dito siya nagsimula lahat sa formula na to. Kaya nagaganon yung panulat. Uy! Ano ginagawa mo? Ano ba ito? Escape? Ayun. Tapos ako pinindot eh. Now, what we can do here is to subtract them. Ang nag-subtract tayo, remember, mag-change lahat ng signs. Negative, negative. Then, we will proceed to addition. Ano mangyayari? That's 1 plus negative 7. What is 1 plus negative 7? 1 plus negative 7 is, yes, Nathan?
Negative 6, ma'am.
Negative 6, correct. How about A minus A sub 1 or A sub 1 plus negative A sub 1? Nathan? Raise pa rin kasi siya. John Paul. John Paul? Ano po?
A, ma'am. A. A po.
Di ba? Anong
A
A?
po, ma'am. A.
Okay. A lang ang sagot niya. Ang tinatanong ko, what is A sub 1 plus negative A sub 1? Is it A lang? Para lang yung ano eh. Wait lang. Para lang yung ano eh. A sub 1. Isa. Binawasan mo ng isa pa. Ashley, what's the answer?
A lang po.
Ulitin ko ha. A sub 1
Cancel, ma'am.
minus A sub 1 is 0. Therefore,
Cancel.
tama yung sinabi niya. Wala na tayong value niya. So, might as well we cancel that. Okay, so tawag na natin dyan cancel na. Kasi wala nang value. How about D plus negative 4D? D plus negative 4D is?
Negative 3D po, ma'am.
Correct,
Negative
negative
4.
3D. Okay, kasi para siyang 1 minus 4. Okay. Dito natin yung equal sign kasi divide natin both sides by negative 3. Therefore, D is equal to what is negative 6 divided by negative 2? Yes,
Negative 2
Nathan?
po.
Ayan na pala sumagot na si Dave. Is it negative 2? You can turn on your mic.
Positive po.
Positive po. Bakit positive? Kasi they are both negative kapag multiplication and division, kapag same sign, ang nagiging answer ay positive. Pag different signs, negative. So you have to review this about signs, ha? Huwag kakalimutan kasi grade 10 na kayo, dapat alam nyo na yan. Okay, so our common difference is 2, which is letter B. So, pwede siya, tulad ng ginawa kanina ni Bendo, nag-isip siya, nag-try siya na kunin yung mga next terms using this difference. Or kapag sobrang layo na nung distansya nung dalawang terms na binigay, you have to do this. Okay, para hindi kayo mahirapan. And for number 10, I was advised by my physician to walk each day in the morning as my daily exercise. On my first day, I walked 40 meters. On the second and third day, I walked 60 meters and 80 meters respectively, and so on. Each of the following is the distance I walked on the 10th day if I continue the pattern in my daily walk. Is it A, 180 meters, B, 200, C, 220, or D, 240? So let me check your answer sa ating info messages. Okay. What is your answer? Is it A, B, C, or D? How about the others? Ano po yung sagot ninyo? Ayan, hintayin natin yung sagot ng iba. So, ang sagot ng karamihan ay letter C. May mga nagsasagot din ng letter D. So, sabi nga, 10th day, so that's 40 yung umpisa, the next day, 60. So, tingin ninyo, ano yung common difference? What is the common difference? You can type your answer or you can say it to me. Ashley?
50
Ayan, may
meters.
nagsasagot.
20 meters.
20 meters. Sabi nga rin ni Marian, it's 20 meters. Okay, so if he or she walk continuously following the pattern on the 10th day, of course, he or she will walk 220 meters, and that is letter C. Okay, correct yung answer ng iba. Let's proceed. So what I want you to do now is to type ano yung mga next two terms. Dito mga sequences na nakikita nyo sa screen. Okay? So let's start first with number 1. What is the next two term? Two terms. Ayan nila
16.
mag-type eh. Sabay-sabay kayo, Dave, Nathan, and Ashley. 1, 2, 3, go. Ba't di na kayo nagsalita?
Ay,
15 and
16 and 19.
Okay, that's 16 and 19. Mag-earphone ka nga, Ashley. Ang sakit na ng tenga ko. Okay, correct yung answer ninyong tatlo. That is 16 and 19. How about for number 2? Ayan, correct din si Galo and si Imas. Number 2, iba naman, Angel And sino pa yung isang tataas ng kamay?
53
Joshua.
and 58.
Ano daw po?
53 po, tsaka
53.
58.
Oo, ngayon din ang sabi ng classmate niyo sa chat, sa info messages. 53 and 58. So how about for number 3? Number 3, let's have John Paul Mendoza. Tama ba? Mendoza ba to? Oh, yes, Mendoza. What's your answer, Mendoza? Ako hindi siya masagot. Nag-erase lang ng hand. O hindi lang natin siya naririnig. Ayan.
Ma'am. Negative
What's your
18,
answer?
negative.
Correct. And correct din si Emma, si Galo, and si Basit. That's negative 18, negative 20. How about for number 4? Ay, naku, nalabas ko na, no? That's 92 and 90. And for number 5, what's your answer? Sige, sabay kayong dalawa, Jonathan and John Paul. Mahina lang ha, para hindi masakit sa tinga. What's your answer?
2 and 1/2 and 3.
Do you have the same answer, Dave? 2 and 1/2, tapos 3?
Yes po, miss.
Yes. So that's 2 and 1/2 and 3. So, madali lang, di ba? Kapag arithmetic sequence, add-add lang tayo, napakasimple. What do you call that sequence? It is an arithmetic sequence and it is defined but as the sequence in which there is a common difference between consecutive terms. Again, the common difference that is constant, hindi nagbabago. Okay? Or should I say, hindi nagbabago for that exact sequence. Pero kapag iba-ibang sequence, pwedeng ang kanyang common difference ay negative 2, ito naman ay 5, depende sa sequence na meron. Pero sa iisang sequence na yon, pare-pareho sila. Kaya nga sinabi common. Okay? Pare-pareho. Now, what is, di pala what is the common difference ang dapat tanong dito? Dapat ang tanong dito, is this an arithmetic sequence or not? Kapag arithmetic sequence, bigay natin yung common difference. So, for our first sequence, we have 86420. Sa tingin ninyo, ano kaya yung common difference nito? And is it arithmetic? You can type your answer kung nahihiyang sumagot. Kung hindi naman, Dave, Nathan, and John Paul, you can answer. Sabay-sabay. 1, 2, 3, go.
Negative 2 po, miss.
Yes, ma'am. Negative 2.
Correct. So that's negative 2. And is it arithmetic or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Arithmetic.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is arithmetic sequence. Because the difference is negative 2. Next. Which of the following sequences are arithmetic? Kung arithmetic, we have to give the common difference. Arithmetic ba yan? Yung iba, I want you to answer also. Kung ayaw nyo magsalita, you can type your answer sa ating in-call messages. Para lahat kayo, may proof na kayo ay pumasok, nakapag-attendance kayo, kahit isang beses man lang. Okay? Isa or dalawang beses. So, kung ano ba siya, arithmetic ba siya or not? Kung arithmetic siya, you type A, and you type the common difference. Yan, sabi ni Dave, A daw, gusto ng arithmetic. Ano yung common difference nito, Dave? Biluan, ay, tama, si biluan, sabi niya, A daw, arithmetic daw, ibig sabihin. So, and the common difference is, correct. X. Next sequence, arithmetic or not? Anong common difference kung arithmetic? Nathan? Yes?
No, ma'am.
Why is it no? Sabi ni Mendoza B. Kasi hindi A. It is not an arithmetic sequence. Di ko sinabing B, Mendoza. Okay. So this is not an arithmetic sequence as you can see. Hindi or wala siyang common difference. Yun lang, ganun lang kasimple. How about this one? 15.5, 14, 12.5, 11, 9.5, 8. Is it arithmetic or not? If it is arithmetic, ano yung common difference niyan? Sige nga, pag arithmetic, you type A. Kapag hindi, you type not. And then ibigay niyo yung common difference. Si Nathan talagang hindi niya na binababa yung kamay niya. Hindi ko kasi nakikita yung tatlo niyong classmate pag nakataas yung mga kamay niya. Ayaw niya nang alisin yung kamay niya. So, may nagsabi A. May nagsabi ang difference daw ay 1.5. May nagsabi ng negative 1.5. Which of the two is correct? Is it positive or negative? Yung kanyang common difference. What do you think? Yes, Jana.
Negative po.
Yes, it's negative. Bakit po negative? Kung mapapansin nyo, palatandaan na negative yung common difference, yung values natin pababa. Okay? Yung values niya bumababa. So, dahil doon, alam na ninyo agad dapat na ang difference niya ay negative. So, the difference here is negative 1.5, correct? As you answered earlier. Ayan, may mga nagsagot, 4 yata sila, ay 2 lang pala. Then, of course, this is arithmetic. Okay? So, ano yung dapat yung tandaan kapag pataas yung values, ibig sabihin, positive yung difference, common difference. Kapag pababa yung value, ibig sabihin negative, yung common difference. Next, ano pa bang meron dito? Which of the following sequences are arithmetic? If arithmetic, give the common difference. Ganun ulit. Is it arithmetic or not? If yes, what is the common difference? Si Nathan daw, gusto niya. Sige, Nathan.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
It is arithmetic.
Because?
Common difference po nila is negative 6.
Negative 6. Do you think the common difference is negative 6?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to ask you a question. Pababa ba yung values niya o pataas?
Pababa, ma'am.
Yes, Dave? Sabi ni Nathan, pababa. How about you, Dave? Is it
Ma'am, yung positive po.
positive? Bakit naman positive?
Kasi pababa po siya eh.
Kaya nga, sabi mo pababa, tapos positive. Ano yun?
Ay,
Ang tanong ko sa inyo, sige, ganito. Mas malaki ba si negative 50 kesa kay negative 26?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure kayo?
Hindi po.
Hindi, ma'am.
ma'am.
O nga, no.
May pera ka, negative 56 ang pera mo sa bangko. Ay, negative 50 ang pera mo sa bangko. Tapos yung isa mong kaibigan, negative 26 ang pera sa bangko. So, sino mas malaki ang utang? Diba ikaw? Kasi mas negative 50 yung pera mo sa bangko eh. Diba? So again, kapag negative numbers, ulitin ko, basic knowledge yun sa math, na dapat alam nyo, closer to 1, kapag negative numbers or negative integers closer to 1, the closer it is to 0, I mean, the closer it is to 0, the bigger the value. So, mas malaki pa sa kanilang lahat si negative 1. Malinaw kasi mas malapit siya kay 0. Naintindihan po ba? So, itong value na to, hindi siya pababa, kundi pataas. So, kung pataas po siya, yung kanyang difference ay positive o negative?
Positive.
Positive.
Positive, ma'am.
Correct. Okay? So, huwag kayong malilito ha. Positive, negative pa lang yan. So, the difference is 6, and yes, it is. Okay, that is an arithmetic sequence. Next. Negative 8, 6, negative 4, 2, and 0. Is it arithmetic or not? Ako, 27 na lang tayo. Ano na, 4 na agad yung bumitaw. Tapos sa FB live natin, 6 na lang sila. Kasi bagay kanina, 4 sila ngayon, 6. Basta paglilipat kayo sa FB live, you type your name. Para nakikita ko. Arithmetic pa to? Yes daw? May sira pala yung earphone niya, no? Jackpot. Bigyan ng earphone niya. Bigyan niya daw siya ng earphone. Mas maganda pa mag-earphone kayo kung nagka-class. Para focus kayo sa turo. Ano po? Nagli-leave na sila. Sumagot na kayo. Is it arithmetic or not?
No, ma'am.
Benluan. Yes. No or yes?
No, ma'am.
Ano yun? No daw. Yes. Yes, the answer is no. Okay, no yung answer natin. It is not arithmetic. Kitang-kita naman, no, alternating yung ano niya, yung sign niya. Therefore, it is not an arithmetic sequence. Okay? So, what is it? Kapag pinag-uusapan ay yung general form ng arithmetic sequence, lagi niyong tatandaan yung tinuro ko sa inyo ng module 1. Okay, ano yun? Yung a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus d times n minus 1. Okay? And para makuha niyo po yung general form ng arithmetic sequence, kailangan tandaan niyo to. Okay? Ano ba yung mga values na kailangan natin for us to have the general form? Itong general form na to, minsan ang tawag nyo dyan yung formula or equation. Okay? You can call it formula or equation. Now, makikita nyo dito, we have the n. So we have to look for the value of n. Ay, no. Formula pa lang tayo. Dito tayo magsusolve. So, hindi natin kailangan sa n. Ang kailangan natin is C a sub 1 or the first term. Okay, so yung values na kailangan natin is a sub 1. We also have to get the difference kung ang binigay sa inyo ay sequence tulad nito. So, ano ba yung first term yan? What is the first term?
150.
Yes. The answer is 152. Ano ba yan? Yan. So, a sub 1 is 152. How about the difference? The difference is?
2, ma'am.
Pwede mag-turn. Okay. Ang difference is 2. Common difference is 2. So, substitute lang natin siya from this. We have a sub n equals the first term, 152, plus the difference, which is 2, times n minus 1. And next step is to distribute positive 2 sa n minus 1. So that gives us 152 plus 2n minus 2. Then combine. Okay, combine similar terms. So we get 152 minus 2 is 150 plus 2. So our general form for this kind of sequence is a sub n equals 150 plus 2n. Or it can also be written like this. A sub n equals 2n plus 150. So kahit alin dyan sa dalawang yan, ina-accept ko yan. Malinaw? So ganun po ang paraan para makuha ninyo yung general form given the sequence. Okay? First term lang at difference, okay na. Basta may 1 sa subscript, first term yan. And yung D, remember that is the common difference. Linaw? So, I want you to solve the, meron bang kasunod? O wala? Tingnan ko nga. At ayaw. Nagsusolve pala kasi. Pinapakilala niyo pala yung formula kung saan ang galing. Okay, next. Mamaya kayo magsasagot. Meron dyan mga susunod na slides. The end term of an arithmetic sequence, ayan, you have a sub n equals e sub 1 plus n minus 1b. So, nakikita nyo, pwedeng nandito si b, pwedeng nandun. Multiplication naman yun. So, kahit pagpalit sila ng pwesto, it will give us the same answer. A sub n stands for the nth term, while a sub 1 stands for the first term, and n is the term number, and yung b yung common difference. So let us have this kind of sequence. So I want you to look for the general term or end term of this sequence. Sige nga, ano lang ang kailangan? Dalawa lang, first term lang at difference. Makuha na natin yung ano niya, yung general term. Would you like to answer? Gusto niyo bang i-try? So, kung gusto niyo i-try, meron ako dito sa Jamboard. So, sa Jamboard kasi, pwede kayong wait lang. I-ano ko lang. Jamboard. So, sa Jamboard, i-send ko sa inyo yung link. Tapos, pwede kayo doon mag-type. Okay? So, para matry nyo na hindi pala type ang tawag. Kundi mag-annotate section Ricarte. I-share ko sa inyo yung link sa in-call messages natin. Just have to click that and then mapupunta na kayo dito. So hanggang 20 yan, meron na tayo anonymous, then you can type here. Type. Annotate. Pwede naman kahit daliri nyo lang gamitin nyo, no? Para makapag-annotate. Nakakapag-annotate ba? Nakuha ko nakakapag-annotate. Ito try ko ha. Ay, nag-i-install pa pala ng ano, no, ng app. Tapos, ano nangyari? Na-try nyo na? Ayan, may nagta-type na. Ay, may nag-annotate na. Yeah, what's your answer? Ayan. Nakikita niyo yung classmate niyo na nagta-type? Diba? Ang saya sa ano, ang saya makita. Try ko nga rin. Nag-install pa ako eh. Dapat pala i-install niya si Jamboy. Tapos, 4n plus 78. How about the others? Hindi nyo naman sinolve eh. Dapat isolve. Ano yung given natin? We have 79, 75, 71. Ayan, pwede kayo sa next page ha. May next page pa tayo. Yan, may nagta-type din sa next page natin. Or nag-annotate. May third pa hanggang fourth, fifth. Pwede kayo mag-sagot dyan. Tingnan nyo sa fourth page. Sa fourth page. Ayan, ako nag-annotate niyan. Pwede sa phone. Na-try ko na yan. Biglang question mark yung sagot ko. No? And then you can also erase it kapag nagkamali kayo. Ayan. So let us look at number 1. Or number 1, yung first page. Ang sagot niya ay nawala. How about second page? Nakikita nyo, ginawa niya 479 minus 4. Minus 4 ba or plus 4? Plus negative 4. Tingnan maigi. Is it minus 4 or plus negative 4? Magkaiba kasi yun, okay? Lalo na merong parenthesis na katabi si 4, si negative 4. Yeah, you can do it. Sa page 3, meron na rin nagsasagot. Ayan.
Ma'am, pwede nyo po i-send sa GC?
Yung alin po?
Yung link po, ma'am.
Send natin sa GC para maka-join. Bakit pag dito hindi na nakikita?
Ayaw po, ma'am. Ayaw po magbukas ng app.
Kailangan mo muna kasi siya i-install. Kanina nag-install muna ako. Page 4, wala pa. 5, o pwede nyo pa yung gamitin. Then we will look at your answers. Kung alin na yung malapit sa sagot or tama sa sagot. Okay, so let's look at their answers. Yan. So number 1, a sub n equals a sub 1 plus b times n minus 1. Then 79. The first term is 79, is correct. So let me have different color para masabing ako yan. This is correct. You type your the formula first. And then we have 79 plus negative 4 times n minus 1, correct? Then nag-distribute siya. So that means negative 4 times n, negative 4n, correct? Negative 4 minus, or times negative 1. Anong sagot dito? Negative 4 times negative 1. Anong sagot po doon? It should be, positive 5 ba? Is it positive 5? Multiply ha. Pag multiply, ibig sabihin 4 times 1. Yun nga lang, meron ng symbol na involved. No? May negative na tayo. Again, pag multiplication and division, same sign gives you positive answer. So that
Positive
should
4.
be correct. That should be positive 4. Okay? So, ito yan, positive 4. So, we have negative 4, 4n. Positive 4 plus 79.
83.
83, correct. So, the answer is a sub n. Again, pag magsusulat kayo ng n, dapat maliit ha kasi naka-subscript siya. Equals 83 plus negative 4n. And para hindi rin kayo nalilito sa sign, dapat lagyan nyo siya ng parentheses para hindi matalo yung mga signs. Okay? So, your answer is now correct. Ayan, yun nga lang, ito. You have to also look at that. Kung tama ba yung pagkakasulat or so 83 minus 4n. Or you can also write it as a sub n equals negative 4n plus 83. Pwede rin ganyan. Okay? Or you can also write it like this. So, correct. You just have to pwede na yan. Okay, correct. Next. So, ito siguro medyo nalito lang siya, no? Pagsusol. Sabi ko sa inyo, pag lalagay kayo ng symbol, para hindi nahalo yung plus and minus, plus negative, and so on, lagyan niyo po ng parentheses para hindi kayo malilito. Okay, lalo na meron tayo dito difference times n minus 1. Nakakalito talaga yun pag negative yung difference. Okay? You can work hard. You can try it again next time. Okay, as long as you are not afraid to try. Okay, thank you for those who answered the given. Okay, nakuha na ninyo yung general form ng equation, or should I say sequence. Now, ang gagawin naman natin is to find a sub 32. Kung hindi nyo kinuha yung general term, you can also find the a sub 32 using the formula. Okay? Ginamit ko lang yung given natin dito para nakita kung naintindihan ninyo how to get the general formula. Now, dahil hindi natin kukunin yung general term, you can also use yung general term itself ng arithmetic sequence, a sub n equals a sub 1 plus b times n minus 1. Or, you can also use yung a sub n equals 83 minus 4n. Pwede yan. Okay? Kung given to. Pero kung hindi, ito na yung ganito. So, the first term is 79. The difference is negative 4 and our n is 32. So ano lang ang gagawin? Substitute lang natin yung mga values na yan. Saan? Dito sa n, dito sa a sub 1, sa dn. Okay? So we have a sub 32 is equal to the first term, which is 79, plus the difference, which is negative 4, times n minus 1. And n is 32, so minus 1. It will give us 79 plus 32 minus 1 is 31. Negative 4 times 31 is? What is negative 4 times 31? What is negative 4 times 31? 27 ba?
Negative
Times
124 po.
multiply. Negative 124
24.
plus 79. A sub 32 is equal to 79, 80, 44, 45. And that is negative kasi mas malaki si 124. Absolute value ni 124 kaysa kay 79. Okay? So our answer here is a sub 32 equals negative 45. You can also use this. A sub 32 is equal to 83 minus 4 times 31. And, ay, hindi pala 31, 32. Kasi n yan. So 83 equals 4 times 32 is 128. Minus lang natin yan, we'll get negative 45 also. Okay, so malaking use yung meron tayong formula. And malaki din yung use na nakapag-form ka ng general term ng sequence na. So either of the two pwede gawin kapag may hinahanap tayo specified term. Malinaw? Let's proceed. The general term of the sequence is binigay, which is a sub n equals negative 10 plus 4n. So meron tayong general term, no? May formula tayong gagamitin. And then we are going to look for the value of n. Ngayon naman ang nawawala, para nga hanapin natin, siya nawawala. Ang kailangan natin hanapin is the value of n. Then yung term of that is negative 2. So, paano naman ang gagawin natin doon? Magsa-substitute tayo, of course. Substitute ng ng a sub n. Kasi yun lang yung value na meron tayo. So, we have a sub n is equal to negative 10 plus 4n. Since a sub n is equal to negative 2, substitute lang natin siya dito. So, we'll have negative 2 equals negative 10 plus 4n. Mute ka muna siguro. Ayan. Ayan. So, we have negative 2 equals negative 10 plus 4n. Combine similar terms. Transpose natin yan. We'll get negative 2 plus 10 equals positive 4n. Negative 2 plus 10 is equal to positive 8 equals 4n. Divide natin both sides by 4. So our n now is equal to 8 divided by 4, that is 2. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pang ilan siya? Pang a sub 2 po, si negative 2. Because we are able to solve for our n, which is 2. Any questions sa ganitong klaseng sitwasyon? Kapag n ang hinahanap, binigyan ka ng general term, binigay yung term na yon, yung value ng term na yon, then you can now get the n by substituting the value. Okay? Next. What term number is 169? Ayan, binigyan tayo ng ng given, ano? Then we are asked kung pang ilang term daw. Si negative, may negative pala. 169. So, ano ang gagawin? Diba meron na tayong ano dito? General term. So, pwede na natin gawin yun, no? Ang general term natin dito kanina, ayon sa pag-solve ninyo, is a sub n equals 83 minus 4n. Okay? Then, ano lang ang gagawin natin? Substitute natin siya. Siya yung magiging a sub n natin. Where n is still unknown. So, a sub n is equal to negative 169 equals 83 minus 4n. Then, transpose lang natin si 83 will become 169, negative 169 minus 83 equals negative 4n. What is negative 169 minus 83? Balikan nga natin. Ano po? Negative 169 minus 83. Magiging
Negative 252 po.
negative 252. Oops, may napindot na naman ako. Wait lang ha. Napindot ako. Negative 252 equals negative 4n. So, anong gagawin natin? We will divide both sides by negative 4. Answer n now is equal to positive
63.
negative 252 divided by 4.
63 po, mais.
63.
3.
Correct. So, we are able to solve for n, and ano po yung dapat yung tandaan kapag magsusolve kayo ng n or yung tinatawag natin na term number. Wala tayong negative na term number. Okay, there is no negative term number or negative n kasi yung term number na yan that that specifies kung pang ilan siya. Okay, para kang nagbibilang. Ito yung pang-una, ito yung pangalawa, pangatlo, pang-apat, pang-lima. Kaya hindi tayo, or walang negative na n. Naintindihan po ba? So, ibig sabihin, itong term na to, itong negative 169 na to, pang 63 siya. Or sabihin natin, this is the 63rd term. Kaya no negative. Kasi hindi ka naman nagbibilang using negative numbers. Okay? Next. May iba siyang way. Pakita ko sa inyo yung ibang way niya para meron kayong other options. Burahin ko lang lahat ng sinulat ko. May makikita naman yan sa video. Pag nag-ano na kayo na pag binalikan niyo yung video. So, other way is, kapag wala kang general term, ang meron ka lang is the general term of the arithmetic which is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1b. Yung hindi mo pa sinasolve yung equation of that sequence. Okay? Pwede rin yun. You just have to identify the first term, the difference, and the a sub n. Ito. Okay, the substitute, then you get n is equal to 60. So, meron kayong ibang paraan na pwedeng i-explore kung hahanapin ninyo yung value ng n. Next, ito naman, ang hinihingi sa atin dito ay yung first term, yung difference, at saka yung n term. Okay? Pero ang binigay lang niya ay yung pang third and pang 13. Ito yung binabanggit ko kanina. Paano kapag masyadong malayo yung dalawang term na binigay? Paano natin makukuha yung difference? Right? Dito, kapag ganito yung sitwasyon na binigay sa inyo, dapat una yung hanapin muna is the difference. Kapag nahanap niyo na kasi yung difference, madali na makuha yung first term, madali na rin makuha yung answer or the general formula. Malinaw? So, let us use first, ano ba yung formula for arithmetic? That is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus d times n minus 1. Okay, malinaw? So, ano yung gagawin natin dyan? We will use this. No, kukunin natin yung formula for a sub 3 and the formula for a sub 13. So the formula for a sub 3 is a sub 3 equals the first term plus d. Saan lang may magbabago? Wait lang, may napindot ulit ako. Saan lang po may magbabago? Dun sa n. Kasi yung n natin dito ay 3. So that's 3 minus 1. How about the other one? We have a sub 13 equals a sub 1 plus the difference times 13 minus 1. Then, ano na yung magiging value nito? 3 minus 1 is 2. Ito naman, 13 minus 1 is 12. So, magiging 2d and 12d na yan. Then, yung a sub 3 natin, sa substitute na natin dyan si 147. Dito naman sa substitute natin si 97. So, ano magiging itsura ng equation natin? Our first equation would be 147 equals a sub 1 times 2d. And our second equation would be 97 equals a sub 1 plus 12d. Then after that, we can now subtract. So ano na yung mga steps natin kanina? No? Huwag niyong kakalimutan ito, yung babanggitin kong steps. Unang ginawa natin is we look or we get the formula for that certain term. Ito. And pangalawa, we have to substitute. And pangatlo, we have to perform the indicated operation. Kailangan natin mag-subtract. Okay, subtract natin yung equation 1 and equation 2. So, si equation 2 ang isa-subtract natin from the equation 1. Okay, kung magsa-subtract na tayo, of course, kung natatandaan nyo, rule of subtraction is to change the sign and then proceed to addition. So, you have to change the sign and then we will proceed to addition. Ano mangyayari dito? 147 plus negative 97, that gives us
50.
50, correct? It's positive 50. Equals, this is 0. How about 2d plus negative 12d? 2d plus negative 12d?
Negative
Negative
10.
10. Anong nawawala? Negative 10?
D po.
D. Correct. So that's negative 10d. And then, we will divide both side by negative 10 kasi ang magiging itsura na niyan ay 50 equals negative 10b. So, divide lang natin both side. Nire-write ko lang. So, our difference is equal to 5 divided by negative 10. That gives us
-5.
-5. So, our difference now is -5. Ito na lang. Yan, para makita ninyo. Next, we are done finding the difference. We are now looking for the first term. So, para makuha natin yung first term, pili lang kayo dyan sa dalawa. Alin yung gusto nyo? Gusto nyo ba yung first equation or yung pangalawa? So, ako, this time, ang gagamitin ko yung pangalawa. Okay? So, that's a sub 13. So, that's a sub 13 equals a sub 1 plus d times 13 minus 1. Or sabihin natin 97 equals a sub 1 plus d plus 12d. That should be plus 12d. Ito yan, di ba? Okay, sinimplify ko na. Nag-substitute na ako and nag-subtract. Then, substitute natin sa d yung negative 5. So, magiging 97 equals a sub 1 plus 12 times negative 5. What is 12 times negative 5?
60, ma'am. -60.
Negative 60. Then, transpose natin si negative 60. That becomes 97 plus 60 equals a sub 1. What will be our first term? Ano po ang first term natin? 97 plus 60? 157. Correct. Our first term now is 157. Ay, hindi ko pinura. 157. Galing, pinura eh. Dapat i-highlight ko eh. So, the first term is 157. We are done finding the first term, the difference. Now, let's move on to the nth term. Paano naman yung nth term? So, ano yung dalawang kailangan para makuha si nth term? Ang dalawang kailangan nyo po is yung first term at yung difference. Kaya nga kapag nakuha nyo na, ano yan, meron na naman ako nag-plot. Kaya kapag nakuha nyo na si difference at si first term, madali na lang makukuha yung general term. Okay? So, dito natin nilagay yung solution ng general term. Dito na lang. Or the nth term. So, first term natin is 157. Difference is negative 5. All we have to do is to substitute. That's a sub n equals 157 plus negative 5 times n minus tayo'y may napindot. Ibaba ko lang ng konti para hindi niya mapindot. Ayan, di ba napindot ko na naman. Ayan. Negative 5 times n minus 1. Kapag sinimplify natin yan, then distribute natin si negative 5 sa n plus 1, that becomes negative 5n plus 5. So, we will simplify this. 157 plus 5 is what? Ano po? A sub n is equal to? Wala, hindi ko kayo naririnig.
162,
Wala
miss.
naman. 162. Akala ko talaga. Hindi ko
Minus
na
5
kayo
n.
naririnig. So you can also write it this way, or you can also write it like this. Negative 5n plus 162. So either of the two, ina-accept naman yan. Pero ako kasi mas gusto ko yung nauuna yung may variable tulad nitong nasa baba. Diba ganun naman dapat yung may variable muna, then susunod yung constant term, kaya I prefer yung nasa baba. Okay? So that is how you look for the difference, the first term and the nth term given two terms. Malinaw? Ay, sorry. So ito, apply the general term or end term. Dahil nakita nyo na yung sagot, i-discuss ko na lang yung answer niya. Apply the general term or end term in solving the following problems. To help her parents in this pandemic, Jean saves 5 pesos more, 5 peso more each week than she does the preceding week. Her savings on the first week was 15 peso. So, ngayon, ang hinahanap natin ay yung end term. So, yung first week natin is 15 and yung ating common difference is yung 5. Kasi 5 more daw each week. So, para makuha natin yung general term, all you have to do is to substitute. Substitute tayo dun sa formula na ito. Ang first term natin ay 15 at ang difference natin ay 5. So, the equation would look like this. And then, distribute natin si 5, both negative 1 and sa n. So, magiging negative 5 minus 5 and still copy 15. And if you simplify it, we get a sub n equals 10 plus 5n or 5n plus 10. Next, how about kung nakaabot siya ng 24th week? Sige nga, pakisolve po. Paano kung 24th week nakapag-save pa rin siya? Magkano na kaya? Pwede kayo bumalik dun sa Jamboard. Dito na tayo sa sa page 5. Ayan. Paano kapag 24th week? Paano nyo siya isa-solve? Ano yung 63? Kanina pa ba yan? Ngayon ko lang nabasa. O, yung mga natitirang matatag dyan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Leave ko na nga yung account ko. 27 na lang pala kayo. Naka-join din kasi ako sa isang account. Ayan, sige, go. Ayan. Tingnan nga natin ito sa page 6, may nagsasagot din. Ito sa page 5, meron na. O, pwede kayo sa page 6, 7, or baka sa 4 meron na. Sa 5 meron na. Tingnan nga natin dito sa phone. Mas nakikita ko kasi sa phone eh. Twenty-fourth week ha, malinaw ha, 24th week. Ang 24 na week. Ang cute ng effect pag nagbubura, no? Ang kulit nitong attendance. Pag nanggo-ghost ka, meron siyang mukhang ghost dito. Missing in action, ibig sabihin, hindi ka nagre-react sa time na to, ganyan. Nandito ba si Maranan? Wala na. Naputol-putol yung time niya eh. Ibig sabihin, aalis, babalik. Si Saniko, wala na rin. Nakikita dito sa attendance. Habang nagsasagot sila, pakita ko sa inyo yung attendance. Ano ba ito makikita sa kabila? Ano ba nakikita dito? Ang hindi. Hindi siya makikita. Wala na, di ko na siya mahanap. May makikita ko rin yan. So, tingnan natin. Nasaan na po yung sinasagatan ninyo? May nagsagot pala sa page 1. So, tingnan nyo ha, meron silang magkaibang proseso. Sa page 1, ang ginawa niya, ginamit niya yung formula ng arithmetic sequence. Whereas, dito sa number 5, page 5, ang ginamit niya yung formula itself. Pero they came up with the same answer. So, pwede yun. Okay? So, wala na. So, check na muna natin yung nasa page 5. So, as you can see, meron tayong formula na binigay kanina, no? Yung formula ng sequence na yon. That is A sub n equals 10 plus 5. Para dun sa mga hindi nakikita yung sulat nila. Okay? Then, ang ginawa niya, sinubstitute niya sa n yung 24 para ma-solve niya kung magkano na ba yung pera nung nag-iipon for the 24th week. So, A sub 24 is equal to 10 plus 5 times 24. Okay? Next is, multiply niyo si 5 and si 24. And that gives us 120. Tapos, inad niya kay 10, naging 130. So, sa 24th week, makakaipon siya ng 130 pesos. Okay? Sa 24th week. Then, sa page number 1, may classmate din kayo na nagsagot. Ang ginawa naman niya, ginamit niya yung formula na A sub n equals A sub 1 plus D times n minus 1. And that is also correct. You can also use that. So, ang ginawa niya, kinuha niya yung first term. The first term is 15 plus difference, which is 5 times 24 minus 1. Okay, kasi A sub 24 ang nahanap natin. And that also gives us the answer 130 pesos. Okay, so 130 pesos din. You can do this no, kung walang general term na binigay, pwede nyo na itong gamitin. Pag meron naman, gamitin nyo na po iyon tulad nito. Okay, so both of their answers are correct. So the answer here is 130. Ayan, tulad nito, meron na kasi siyang equation, so yun na yung ginamit niya. Okay, pag walang equation na binigay, pwede nyo gamitin yung formula itself. So itong activity A, 1 to 5, 6 to 8, and then yung what's more na activity B, sasagutan po ninyo sa notebook as your practice. Malinaw? So, as your practice. Bakit? Kasi magsasagot po kayo ng inyong assessment number 2 at ito na rin yung para magiging review nyo, both assessment 1 and 2, para sa written work 1 ninyo bukas. That is recorded. Malinaw? So, ang written work 1 po natin bukas ay 45 items or 45 yung total number of scores na ma-accumulate nyo. Malinaw? And you need to practice sa ating assessment 1 and assessment 2 para malaman ninyo kung kailangan nyo bang panoorin ulit yung ating klase or kaya naman pwede na kayo mag-focus dun sa mga part na naghirapan kayo. Okay, so kapag mababa ko na rin lang ang score mo or 1 lang, balikan nyo yung mga recorded live natin or yung FB live natin para ma-refresh kayo dun sa lesson na hindi nyo masyadong naintindihan. Okay? So, ibibigay ko ito mamaya sa group and also sa ating FB group. Ganon din yung link ng ating assessment. So, tomorrow, 3:30 to 4:30, ay pag Wednesday ba may ginagawa kayo? Binibigyan kayo ng gagawin pag Wednesday?
Depende po.
Depende. So, depende kung may gagawin kayo or hindi. So, kapag, naman, doon na lang tayo sa time natin, yung 2:30 to 4. So, we have 1 hour and a half para sagutan ninyo. So, kayo ng data ha, mag-iwan kayo ng data para makapagsagot kayo ng inyong written work number 1. So, that is recorded and graded. Malinaw? So, let's summarize everything na natutunan nyo ngayong afternoon na ito. So, what is an arithmetic sequence? Sige nga, pakitype yung answer ninyo sa ating info messages. What is an arithmetic sequence? Anong pagkakaintindi nyo ngayon sa arithmetic sequence? So, sabi nila, ano po? Sige. You obtain the term by adding. By adding where? Nag-add ka lang ba basta-basta o may may certain term kung saan ka nag-add? Okay, so have a common difference. Sige, unti-untiin natin. Pagsasama-samay natin yung mga answer ninyo. Adding a constant number. Sige, who can give the definition of arithmetic sequence? May gusto ba magsalita? Kapag arithmetic sequence daw, you're getting the first term. Kahit hindi arithmetic sequence, kinukuha din natin yung first term, ha? Minsan nga, yung nasa gitnang term, minsan yung nawawalang term. Kinukuha natin. Okay? Ayan. So, pag sumasabay natin yung sinabi nila, when we see arithmetic sequence, It is a kind of sequence where you get the term by adding a constant number to the preceding term. Okay? Sometimes there are situations where you were asked to look for the first term. Sometimes you are asked to look for the difference, or sometimes you are asked to solve for the nth term or the specified term. Pwede din pinapahanap din yun. Pwede nth term, pwede din namang specified term ang pinahanap sa inyo. So, ang pinaka word na kailangan nyo tandaan is the adding or the word odd and yung common difference. Okay? Ayan. Arithmetic sequence daw have a difference between each term. Correct. Constant yung kanilang difference. Number 2, what is the general formula of finding the nth term of an arithmetic sequence? Sige nga, can you please type it in our info messages? Ano po yung general formula ng ating arithmetic sequence? General formula ng arithmetic sequence. Ayan, E sub N. Okay lang yan kahit walang subscript. Huwag nyo lang kakalimutan ha. Na kapag nagsusulat na kayo, dapat may subscript yan. O, may kulang lang dun sa sagot ni Dave. Ano kaya yung kulang sa sagot ni Dave? Yan, E sub 1. So, i-type ulit ng maayos. E sub N equals. And hindi siya pwedeng braces. Kailangan yung symbol na gagamitin mo dyan ay parenthesis. Okay, so that should be A sub N. That should be A sub N equals A sub 1 plus 3 times N minus 1. Okay? Yan, correct. So, how about if the arithmetic sequence is given? How can you find the common difference? No, binigay sa inyo yung arithmetic sequence na 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on. How can you get the difference, common difference? Ano yung gagawin? Correct yung mga answer nyo sa formula. How about for number 4? Ano daw makukuha yung common difference? Ano yung ginagawa natin? Ano po? Yan. Para makuha yung common difference, all you have to do is to subtract. Second term minus the first, third minus the second. That way, makukuha niyo yung common difference. So, sample, 15 minus 10 is equal to 5. So, the common difference here is 5. Or pwede rin isipin nyo, ano yung number na i-add ko sa 10 for me to get it. Okay? And how about for number 4? Given two different nth terms of an arithmetic sequence, how do we find the common difference? So, ang ginagawa natin doon kanina is you look for the formula or sinusulat niyo yung formula, substitute, and then you are going to subtract. Huwag yung kakalimutan yan. Formula, substitute, and subtract. So that would be all for today. Thank you for being with me ngayong araw na to. So, bago kayo umalis, I want you to first type your name and then you are going to type done. Okay? Type your name and then type done. So, mag-screenshot muna ako bago mahuli ang lahat. Kayo magsialis. Ganun din po sa ating FB Live. Before you leave, you have to type your name, and then you type done. Patunay na natapos nyo po yung FB Live. And patunay rin na natapos nyo yung ating Google Meet. Ayan. So, walang sumasagot sa ating FB Live. Ibig sabihin, wala na, no? Kasi dalawa na lang yun nandito eh. Ibig sabihin, wala nang natira. Okay, let's end this live. Ibig sabihin, hindi na natapos. You were not able to finish the live. Ayan. Kung tapos na po kayo mag-type sa info messages, you can now leave. Pwede na po kayo magmerienda. Ipopost ko na lang po yung mga practices na pwede nyo gawin before we start our written work tomorrow. Okay? So, see you again tomorrow. Thank you for being with me today, this afternoon. We'll see each other next week. Ay, tomorrow pala muna, bago maging next week ulit. Bye! Pakibilisan na po so that I can stop recording. I-PM ko na lang yung mga student na need kong makausap.